So let's try to do some of these problems for those who have trouble with the Zoom. I'm going to put this up there. You should probably have out your factor label, easy peasy factor label worksheet, and also would be helpful is your paper that I gave you, some measurements that you may not know but should have all of those things out while we're trying to work through these. So the first problem asks you to convert 50 centimeters into meters. So following the easy peasy factor label method, we're just gonna, the only number we know, we're gonna put right in this box right here. Okay, you don't put anything down below. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this unit right here and we're gonna bring it down below. So we're gonna put centimeters. We're not gonna worry about numbers right now. And then in the upper box, what we're going to put is the unit that we're trying to convert it into, and that in this case would be meters. So now we need to, we've got that part down, we got the units. Now the units actually tell you what numbers to put in there. If you have some measurements you should know, but maybe not paper, look up and see which one is bigger, a meter or a centimeter. Whichever one is bigger, you're going to put a number right next to it, the number 1 next to it. And then you're going to say, how many centimeters are there in a meter? And if you look at your sheet, it tells you that there are 100 centimeters in a meter. So what that means is you're going to multiply across the top. So 50 times 1, and that's 50. And then you're going to multiply across the bottom. But the only number you have on the bottom is 100. So you're really going to divide 50 by 100. And when you do that, you get 0.5 is your answer. Okay. Okay. So sorry about that. I had a little interruption. So let's do the next problem. We're going to put the only number that we get right here. We're going to take those units and put them down below, milligrams. And what unit are we changing this into? Grams. So that's going to go on top. Now you say to yourself, which is bigger, a milligram or a gram? All the units that are less than the basic unit, and gram is the basic unit, as you know from watching the video. All the ones that end in I, for our purposes, not absolutely, but for our purposes, are less than the basic unit. So that means that grams are bigger. So we're going to put a 1 there. Look on your sheet. How many grams are in a milligram? How many milligrams are in a gram? That would be 1,000. So we're going to multiply across the top. So we got 45.6 times 1, which is 45.6. And we're going to divide that by whatever is on the bottom, and that's 1,000. And when we do that, we get 0.0456. Okay, that's the second problem. The third problem that gets a little interesting because it's what I normally call a two-stepper. So we start exactly the same. Do you sense a pattern yet? 100,100 milliliters. We're going to put milliliters in the bottom. Now, here's the thing. I gave you a sheet that has all kinds of conversions on it, but I didn't give you, there is no conversion on there that goes milliliters to centiliters. If you know it, that's great. Most people don't remember it. Quite frankly, I got too much stuff in my brain these days, and I don't remember it either. So I'm going to change that into the basic unit liters, because I have something on that paper that says milliliters to liters. Okay, but we need to get to centiliters, so we're going to do the process all over again. This is why I call this a two-stepper. So we're going to take this liters, put it down below, and we're going to change it into centiliters. If you don't know the conversion directly, change it into something you do know, like the basic unit. Okay, so we got the units all set up. Now we just need to sprinkle some numbers around here. So we have liters and milliliters. Which one is bigger, milliliter or liter? Milli, the prefix ends in I, so it's going to be less than the basic unit, so liters must be larger. Which is bigger, a centiliter or a liter? Okay, again, listen to me, liter, nena. Centiliter, centi is less than 1, so the liter must be larger. Okay, now use your some measurements worksheet and fill in these. How many milliliters in a liter? There's 1,000. How many centiliters in a liter? There are 100. So really what you're doing here is you're multiplying this number by 100 and then turning around and dividing it by 1,000. So you can do the math out and you get 10,010 deciliters. Okay. The next one, oh, it's still on the screen. Hold on, I have to slide my paper up here a little bit so you can see the last few. Okay, again, a two-step problem. So we have 30 hectometers. On the top, we're going to put hectometers on the bottom. I don't know the conversion from hectometers to centimeters, but I do know the conversion from hectometers to meters. So that's the first step. We got it to meters because the hectometers go away. So now we're going to put the meters on the bottom and the centimeters on the top because that's what we want to change it into. So we have, which is bigger, a hectometer or a meter? Hecto does not end in I, so that's where we put the one. It's bigger than the basic unit. What's bigger, a centimeter or a meter? A meter is bigger. How many meters in a hectometer does your some measurements paper say? That would be 100. Hecto begins with H, 100 begins with H. How many centimeters in a meter? Again, that's 100. So you're going to multiply across the top, 30 times 100 times 100, and divide by whatever's on the bottom, and it just appears to be ones. So that gives us a grand total of 300,000 centimeters. Okay, we're starting with 95 kilometers, and we're trying to change it into decameters. Not kilometers, kilograms. So we're going to put kilograms on the bottom. Again, I don't remember how many decagrams are in a kilogram, so I'm just going to change it to the basic unit. And then I'm going to take that basic unit and put it down below. And then I'm going to put the unit I'm trying to change it into on the top. So which is bigger, a kilogram or a gram? A kilogram would be bigger. Which is bigger, a decagram or a gram? Okay, again, deca ends in something other than I, so it has to be greater than the basic unit. So now you have to fill in the other numbers. From your sheet, how many grams are in a kilogram? 1,000. From your sheet, how many grams are in a decagram? 10. So we're going to multiply across the top. So we get 95,000, and we're going to divide by 10. So our answer is 9,500. Okay, so hopefully that clarifies some questions. You can go ahead and get going on the rest of the problems, and if you need some help, ask your questions.